Man, it's always so hard trying to like open a soda and not have it spray everywhere because you're just like constantly in fear that it's like, oh no, it's gonna do it. It's gonna pop and it's gonna explode. You're gonna have a huge mess to clean up. But hello, welcome in, gamers. It is me, your boy, TheSavageED. Today we're doing it. We're gonna be finishing the last mainline Halo game that is out currently that we're bothering playing through. I know technically we could like go do like Halo 4 and then Halo 5, but today we're just gonna have our final playthrough of the mainline Halo games. I know it's a little quiet. I'm bumping up the audio right now as we speak. There we go. Ooh, 14. Not bad, Soup Dog. 14. Nicely done. That is pretty neat. It is 2 7s. Some might even say. Pretty cool. But no, we're finishing up Halo Infinite today. I think. I got a busy day tomorrow. I had to take the day off to get some stuff done, but Snoop Dogg's real name is... I want to say that's false. Shows what I know. Anyways, congratulations on your 200 credits. Let's go, Soup Dog. But no, we're on the last bit of Halo Infinite today. It's been quite the journey. I will say that. It's been a treat going back through this game, in all honesty. Part of me does wish that this game got more attention. We'll talk about it more at the end, obviously, but this game, I really, really do wish had more love put into it in comparison to like what it ended up getting. Because, excuse me, I'm getting on. Oh. Because if it would have got half the attention that it deserved, we could have probably actually seen Halo campaign DLC, which would have been a first. I know there's often the joke about how Halo 3 ODST is considered campaign DLC for Halo 3, but this game could have legitimately had campaign DLC. So what we're going to do, we'll talk about it more at the end because I don't think this is going to take 2.5 hours to beat, unless I really struggle. But we're on the very, very final mission, and we might do like some open world stuff to kind of like send off and finish some things here and there. But yeah, and it's crazy. I met a German guy at a university today. He's very smart and handsome. That's good. German people, like, don't take this out of context, but German people can be very attractive. I feel like I need to say that, like, with a caveat of, as somebody who's primarily Dutch, German, Scottish, Irish, just a European mutt from my lineage. I need to make sure that that's stated, that I'm not trying to be biased or anything about it. But yeah, enough dallying around. We're gonna go ahead and get into it now. I hope this doesn't crash. Yeah, it was a time with it though. Soup Dog.
Are you ready? It's about to get rough. They're waiting for us. I think they're all waiting for us. Did you feel that? It's not too late to turn around.
Chief? Something feels...
Oh yeah, we've established this. This one's true.
Oh no.
What is it? What's wrong?
I should have realized. That's not what it was called. I've been here before. This is where I locked her down. This is where Cortana died.
What do we call her?
You have so many flippin' credits, dude. If you didn't know, I also bumped up the number that you earn.
Did you hear me? We're here. You need to go now.
You earn more credits now. So, like, passively, you just earn credits.
Humans are killed! Almost one! Who's gonna kill the Spartan?
Alright, well, that happened.
You got it. Waiting for the call. Try not to die.
We already had a death. How are they not dead? Forgot how brutal this charge up is here.
Dearly for what you've done.
Did it play the grenade sound for you at least? Oh, wrong button. Where's this grunt at? I hear him yammering. I think you played the same time you hit the hammer, so I couldn't distinguish noise. Okay. Oh, he's up there. Oh, he's got shotgun. Better have an ammo box around here, else we're gonna have a very, very hard time. Like, out of ammo. Okay, cool. Messed with some of the audio settings after stream yesterday just to kind of like tweak things and make them sound better. So if things are still sounding good, then we're in good shape.
Butter dog. Dog with dog butter on it. Butter dog.
Butter dog? Baba Booey. Baba Booey. Butter dog. Salami lid. Don't fit. But yeah, the salami lid.
Oh, see, there must be one nearby. Look around.
Baba Booey. I want to mod this game so it says Baba Booey there. I don't think you were here for the Halo 3 playthrough, but she says that same quote during Halo 3 when she's in the clutches of the grave mind. Oh, we got hunters.
Please come find me.
I did watch The Amazing Digital Circus. I did watch the newest episode.
What's the plan? Take me back to the Infinity for deletion? Halsey's gonna love that.
Do you want to see it gone?
Atrios, how did you...
It's time to discuss the terms of your surrender.
I have watched the newest episode. I've watched a couple fan theories. Catch. How do you catch? Excuse me. There has to be a power weapon cell in here somewhere, right? I have to use a friggin' Ravager. I don't want to drop this though, because then I won't have it. Got to be a power weapon one here, please. Hard light one. Alright. That's not what I wanted. Fight is very annoying. Alright, one hunter down. Oh, I didn't want to go here. Botched my rotation. Dang it. Kind of tired of the bus ride. That is a ton of time to be on a bus, dude. I get that. Alright, we're here again with no hammer. Alright, we're gonna start this fight off stronger this time. Give me this. One of these. He's just not gonna let me do the thing. Okay, cool. Glad we established that right now. Already messed this fight up. Golly, dude. I just took like 30 pictures of it. 2 were changed, which I thought I cut out. Apparently one is a dotman. Ooh. Oh, we got a checkpoint right here. How nice. Dude. I have, like, no good weapons to fight these hunters with, because there's not even a needler in here. Oh, nice. Dotman was chilling in the coffin. Very nice, very nice, very nice. It's gonna be a struggle bus here for a little bit, because this fight is not good. See, like, that's not even considered cover. Oh, Lord. Now I'm remembering why I hated this part without the hammer. See, they're so fast on the turnaround, too. It's ridiculous. I really do hate fighting these guys. I haven't even filled up my battle rifle yet. No. It's this button. Oh, I need down arrow. Come on! How I missed that? It's yeah, we're gonna be here for a minute. Okay, I got another checkpoint right here. That's great. That's real great. That did no damage. That's the gun I wanted. I'm gonna hate this room because there's no way around these hunters besides like just doing this, and that's not fun. All right, we got one dead. All right, we did it! Hooray! Only cost me like how many lives? 6? I'm very patient. Actually, I had to keep... Yeah, that's one of the things about it, dude. It do be hard to know sometimes with that. I'm just more mad that it's like, there's no power ammo box in here. It's like having a power ammo box would have made this room so much easier because I would have just used the diminisher of hope to just absolutely dunking on these dudes.
Not really.
I bet. She was expecting you, but Atriox got to her first.
I just want to make sure there's not one for future.
It can't be easy.
Although I think the next time I play through, I'm just going to use the Scorpion tank gun and just absolutely cook. The Scorpion tank gun in this part makes this fight so much easier. I guess the skewer did end up helping, but... I don't remember if there was anything in this way. Open armory. Ooh.
Need a weapon. Look no further. Stock up, Chief.
Huh. Didn't know that was room here. That was strange. I wouldn't know that one either. Well, they're bad because they're not designed for everyone. They're designed for everyone in mind. Oh, they're talking.
Your great plan ended at the hands of those who made you.
Not yet.
Oh, such confidence, such arrogance. Do you believe a savior will come? A Spartan?
John, the Master Chief will stop you.
He didn't stop me when I crushed his skull, threw him into the void.
No.
You asked me if I understood the consequences of defiance, and what did I say?
You said yes.
And then I asked you the same question. Reflect on your choices, Cortana. Understand the consequences.
Yeah. No, they need to be somewhat comfortable. But again, that's kind of the plight of a public transit, you know? It's like, they're going to be made as cheaply as possible for stuff. Unless you're, like, doing, like, a tour bus. But I rarely, if ever, go on buses.
He's coming for the harbinger! We got a warner!
Yeah. That's terrible. Knowing that the worst part of your trip wasn't the actual fact that you went to France, it was the bus trip around France. I really hate that they nerfed the fire rate on the shotgun in campaign. Oh, he juked me. Ooh, which... Yeah, it was Donkey Kong, technically. Right? Yeah, Donkey Kong. Oh, their humor and dialogue is so funny to me. Okay, he's not going suicidal. Means I can do this. Let's get violent. It's let's get dangerous.
FLBPF.
Gotta take cover. They got a sniper's sentinel down there. He hurts real bad. It's because it's not gonna make the sound. Unfortunately. Really do hate that they don't super combined unless you get them with the full. Oh, he had his energy sword out. That scared me. I ain't gonna lie. That did cause me to tense up a little bit. You know, I really don't like it that the Needler doesn't super combine unless it's like a kill in this game. It's really annoying. Of course. Running away. Dude, this AI sometimes is a little too good at this game. It's like it knows. It knows I'm about to shoot. It's really unfair. You know, I can... I mean, I get that. That's me in Bionicle Mask of Light. I can almost quote that movie verbatim. Like, start to finish. Am I gonna do it? Heck no. Sudden test of my skill on camera? Without any practicing beforehand? No thanks.
I tried to say it. There was no escape. He caught me, wrapped me tight, and pulled me close.
I have learned so much, Cortana. This ring is different. It has secrets within that I will have. This silent auditorium. Do you know its history? Its true purpose? I have little need for a failed god. This ring is all I need. Surrender it to me.
Fighting is the result of victory. You must fight Sun Tzu's on that. Soldier.
It's more precise.
Let's meet the soldier, isn't it?
It's like,
We're getting closer to where she died.
yes. But I was going to say deliberate. Like she wanted us to know something.
Is there not?
I feel certain that I'm going back.
Well, give me a second. I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna like go off camera here real quick. My avatar's just gonna like space out. A little too high. There we go.
Seems the best thing to do.
Power weapon. Box. Oh, hold on. Wow. There's also a spy saying that now he's here to fuck us, so listen up, boys. Oh! I'm dead. I can't believe I missed those shots. I'm actually kind of mad about that. Didn't realize where I paused. I was under sight of... Thank you for covering the deaths. Under sight of these stupid jackal snipers that are up here. Of course, I'm freaking shocked. Really hate fighting these Berserkers too. You got a shock rifle down there? Gonna burn up all my freaking. Anyways. Really annoyed that that didn't break him. Oh, it's a chieftain with a freaking plasma turret. Hold on, I got a thing for you, big guy. Where you at? You have like 12 to 8 business days to reload. In the year 1900, what is the most... I want to say it's George and Anne. No source besides I made it the F up. What's in here? Oh, nothing but a jackal. Oh, gravity hammer. I want to see if there was a kinetic ammo box before we move on, because I would really like to keep this BR as long as I can. I'm going to want it in that final room. Oh, it was number 3. What was 3? John and Mary. Yeah, no, that also makes sense. All for a stalker rifle for now. John Jojo. Yeah. Joseph Joestar. Indigo. However he says that. I'm terrible at speaking Japanese. That hit me. That hit me. Oh, that might have killed me.
He will not escape me.
Never mind. My butthole puckered. I can make a diamond in there. Gah. That was incredibly stress-inducing right there. Ammo, please. No ammo? No ammo. No ammo here. Rip. Alright, well. So go throw my flabby arms at them. By my flabby arms, I mean... Oh, here we go. I'll do... Sundershot. Ah.
Accept my apology.
Oh, jeez. Brother.
My earlier efforts to delete you were misguided. I thought she wanted to rebuild this installation, to restore it. But I was wrong. Wrong. Please hurry. The seal is almost broken. But they must not be released. You must stop her. Stop them.
Are we about to go into the... Are we about to go into the boss fight, dude, and you're not giving me a kinetic ammo box?
Starting to get a bad feeling about all this.
Starting.
Good point.
I was worried that you were perhaps unfriendly. Forgive me. I was wrong. There is so much to learn about this installation.
There's gotta be one. Sniper rifle. Two sniper rifles. Kinda uncharacteristic to get this many sniper rifles here.
What I want to say is, I owe all the happiness of my life to you.
Great plan ended at the hands of those who made you.
Also, the art in this room alone is freaking phenomenal, by the way. How it has like these just massive statue silhouettes looking down at you. Peek. I didn't keep a peep, but no peek. She's
Understand the consequences.
I've been so stupid.
It is the art design in this game is phenomenal.
It was the only way. There's that much time. Atriox takes control. He has the ring. A weapon pointed into the universe. Nothing left to lose. John will make it work. He needs help. Of course. Was this your plan all along, Halsey? Or is it mine? It doesn't matter now. Nothing else matters. This has got to work. He can't do it.
And yeah, Pete
himself.
think.
He needs me. He needs
Oh. Love brew. Hold on, before we activate that, I want to make sure there's not any, like, ammo boxes. 'Cause I'm going to have a hard time if I don't have this battle rifle here.
It is time for you to make your choice.
I have. Thank you, Atriox. You helped me. You really did. Would you humor me? If you knew how you were going to die, how would you live your life differently?
I would change nothing.
Perfect. Thank you.
What are you doing?
Making things right.
Yeah, so she nuked the Halo ring, is what this is gonna basically say right here.
It was her. She destroyed the ring, stopped my deletion. Why?
About to find out.
Anybody could have saved me.
Oh, this room.
Certainty of your goodness. I can't go on spoiling your life any longer.
There's those ominous statues again.
This is where Cortana...
Sacrificed herself.
Oh boy. Before we start. I know there's one around here somewhere. Gotta remember where. Here it is! Alright. Now we got... This is it. This is it, baby. This is it, baby. Hold me. This room is a nightmare. Alright. Just gotta take it pragmatically and systematically. One bit at a time. Here we go.
The silent auditorium. Forerunner, obviously. It appears to be... Oh no.
What is it?
It's a courtroom, a prison, a place of execution. All these...
Remember asking my friends this, and I want to see the answers compared to them. Would you rather be able to survive? I mean, I would want to be able to survive via photosynthesis, because spontaneously combust is scary.
We could not reason with them.
Something's sending a signal. Before you ask, I'm already tracking it.
Hear this, Forerunners. Your auditorium has fallen. The endless bound. Your sins undone. Today we return.
Alright, here we go. Final boss fight, baby! Fight the freaking Harbinger.
What's she doing?
She's trying to open a connection between here and somewhere else on the ring. You deal with her and I'll find out.
Fulfill your oath. Slay the Master Chief.
fight has been so long.
I missed.
What a race.
There, I've intercepted the carrier wave from this transmitter.
You are but an obstacle, and you will be dismantled. This fight is but a distraction. Wretched thing! Get it off me!
Round one.
She switched transmitters, rerouting the power through that one. This isn't good. The connection is sentient. It's searching for something.
Oh, who's sniping at me? You.
How would you like to die?
Is that this wave?
Okay, next one's down.
The endless will be avenged.
I'm also going to be having a hard time focusing on chat, so giving you a fair heads up.
Stop this!
Oh, that's not cool. Ouch.
The final obstacle is undone.
Ooh, yeah, I wouldn't know how to do that.
You deal with her and I'll find out.
Fulfill your oath! Slay the masterpiece! This is fun!
That got me? That's annoying. Yeah, well, there's two deaths right there.
You deal with her and I'll find out.
Kill this nuisance! Claim vengeance for Escharum! For Atriox! I grow weary of this! Another life hidden to the true cause!
There,
Uh-oh.
I've intercepted the carrier wave from this transmitter.
You will not stand in the way of this. Weak! You will pay.
Wave one done.
I grow bored of this.
It's also nice just letting Deborah Wilson just be pure Deborah Wilson in this game.
She switched transmitters, rerouting the power through that one. This isn't good. The connection is sentient. It's searching for something.
From where? From where? Oh, right there. Oh, I didn't want to come out here. Here's cover, though. Try me. Don't go all overload. We're gonna hang here for a minute.
Okay, next one's down.
I will do this myself. This fight is but a distraction.
Dude.
You will fall. I
she's almost dead. Oh no, I know what comes up next.
It's switched again. It's found something.
What?
No idea, but I doubt it's good. Wait, there's something else here. Something's helping me.
Curious distraction, but nothing
Give me this.
almost a shame that you must die.
Of course, there's a chieftain here. I really don't like not knowing where that chieftain is. I need to keep moving.
To be amusing.
Thank God. Alright, chieftain's dead. Biggest target's done.
Be impressed.
Where's the thing sniping me from? There. Alright, got checkpoint here. Alright, cool. Nice of them to give me one here.
Have let you join us, but no
There.
more. This is not why This is what they made me. Your persistence ends now.
Where?
You are but a tool of the Forerunners.
Stay behind cover.
I am
That one hit. That one hit.
Dang
it!
I wish to see
I want a pen name too, not because it's... my pen name was Jack Rivers for the longest time.
the Forerunners lie.
Okay, we got a cut checkpoint here at least. Easy. Where's that grunt at? There.
Do you truly wish to make enemy? Your persistence ends now. You are far, brother.
There we go. Got him. Good grief.
What you need. Tell them. I am sorry it took so long.
Who's she talking to?
Unknown. The signal's old?
Only 10 deaths this mission.
My time is ended. Yours too. They will make sure.
Yeah. This mission is rough because it's like you go into that hunter fight with nothing.
Of course you do. On my way.
The endless will return.
I couldn't decrypt it in time.
It's okay. You'll figure something out.
Of course I will. They'll pair you with another AI. Maybe even another Cortana model if Halsey lets them. It won't be me. But you know that, right? But that doesn't matter. It's just another echo. She's right, John. Just another echo. Sorry, I'm messing with you. I just had a feeling that's what she would say. Do you see what I see? So much potential. I'm sorry. I didn't have long to plan this. A few milliseconds, really. I hope it worked out.
We'll make it 10.
Look at us. We just keep saying goodbye, don't we? But this isn't an end. It's a chance to make amends, to rectify mistakes. And it starts here. I was wrong. I thought that I could do this on my own. But I forgot that the whole point of all of this, the entire reason that I chose you in the first place, was that we were supposed to be a team. Perfectly suited, perfectly matched, perfectly perfect.
It's not technically true. She altered her own matrices to be able to line up with him better.
Mission is, I need to make sure you two learn from my mistakes, become stronger because of them. I chose well, Master Chief. I really did. Now, it's up to you. Are you all right?
That's such a sweet screenshot, though, of him just standing there like
I don't
that.
know what to say.
Oh, I was too slow. I'll snack it off YouTube.
Like now.
Options.
I'm thinking. Yes, I know. Think faster. Maybe there's a way to.
Was that you?
Would it help if I said yes?
Probably.
But we don't know where it's going, or even if it's going anywhere.
Any other suggestions?
No, but this is a really bad idea.
Oh, the fan theories.
Let's not do that again.
I did try to tell you it was a bad idea.
Chief! Your beacon just appeared out of nowhere. Oh, I thought I lost you. Where did you go?
Echo 216.
Stay put. I'm coming to you.
Where are we?
Chief, I think the better question is when are we? I don't know how, but we've been gone for days. 3 days, to be precise.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's different than the others.
The Banished and the Harbinger were looking for something that was never found. Why would the Forerunners hide something and throw away the key? Doesn't that scare you?
No. You?
Of course not.
Is anyone going to ask me what I think? I guess not. Get inside, big guy.
So, in case you are curious about it, it is a bit of a Halo lore deep cut.
Sorry. I'm really happy to see you. Really happy.
He's like me for real.
So, what do we do now?
We finished the fight.
He set the line!
Yes, sir. The Banished still control the rest of the ring.
Wait. I know this is weird, given all that's happened, but
What? What is it?
we still don't know your name. We can't keep calling you Echo 216.
No, you can't. Esparza. Fernando Esparza.
It's nice to meet you, Esparza. Fernando Esparza.
Good work, soldier.
And what about you?
What about me?
What do I call you?
Any ideas?
Well, do you think it would be okay? You're sure?
You get to choose your name.
Then I think I might have the perfect one.
All right. Here we go. Get ready.
And there it is. That's the end of the Halo game. All the mainline Halo games, besides Halo 4 and 5, are done. Oh man, I'm gonna use the restroom of the credits play for a little bit. I'll be right back, and then we're gonna have a discussion about the game. I'll be right back. Be right back. There is an after credits scene. There is one. Alright, back. So, as the credits are playing, so her name, because we're kind of left on a cliffhanger for it, is Joyeuse. Which, if you don't know why that's important, it's because the name of Cortana comes from the, I don't know if you'd call it an epic or the story, but the Charlemagne story with Durandal. They're all sword names. So the weapon's name is the second or third sword that's revealed in that story, called Joyeuse. So that's the name she gets, which is kind of cool, not gonna lie. I think it's a really fitting name for her, given her like bubbly personality and charming disposition to kind of everything that's going on. But the problem is, we never got it revealed in game. It got revealed in the newest book called Edge of Dawn, which isn't a bad book. I haven't had a chance to read myself yet, but I basically did a synopsis review of it. I listened to one by Hidden Xperia. And the new book had some reveals that would have been really, really cool to see in game. Especially with like what they're teasing to set up for the next game. But there's a couple things though yet where again, it's kind of one of those things where you're just like, man, it would have been so cool if they had this in game versus like now. You guys didn't get to see them because it's not a completely brand new run, because the game doesn't let you like re-pick up audio logs you already have. One of those audio logs is basically the story of Lucas Browning, who was a UNSC medic that the Banished captured to have him unleash the Harbinger. And basically a lot of the quotes she said were directly ripped from the Gravemind, so everybody was like, oh, the Endless are precursor in origin. Because the Gravemind and the Flood, spoiler alert, they're also from the precursors as well. They're like the reanimated precursors from people messing around with things they shouldn't have messed around with. But anyways, this game, at this point, we were all hyped because we had no idea who was helping during the boss fight. 343 Industries at the time said it was not Cortana, because she was dead, right? She's been deleted, so it wasn't her Echo doing things. So people were like, is it Mendicant Bias? Which, if you don't know who Mendicant Bias is, back during the Forerunner Flood War, well before the Halo, during the time before the Halo rings were fired off to basically wipe the galaxy clean of everything. Spoilers, by the way, but I'm assuming if you're here watching this at this point, you kind of have an idea what you're getting into. You have the Forerunners that designed the Halo rings to wipe out what the Flood's food source is, because they haven't found a way to really, deal with the Flood and what they were capable of. Because even just, their DNA being around is enough to, cause galactic scale terror. So when they made the Halo rings, they're like, oh, well, the only way we know how to stop the Flood entirely is to starve them to death. So during the Forerunner Flood War, what they would do is they would basically nuke entire universe or star systems to kind of have ways, burns they call them, between where living people were and where the Flood were currently at, to try to slow them down. And so they were like, well, this isn't working, so what do we need to do? So they got together and like, well, we need to do this. Didact, who was the villain in Halo 4 that we didn't get to meet, his whole idea was to digitize everybody to fight the Flood, because the Flood couldn't infect computer systems. So they thought. Well, that didn't work, because it turns out the Flood actually can infect computer systems, and they do so quite a bit in the story. And so Mendicant Bias fell victim of that because he was like the Forerunner's main military AI. And the Flood turned him against the Forerunners by proving that they were like the next step of evolution, essentially. You know, the whole name of the logic plague is, you know, infecting with logic. So, as terrible wording as it is, basically the Flood will go in and convince computer systems through logic and deduction reasoning that, hey, we're the next step of evolution, so you need to help us achieve that. And then the computer system's like, okay. So AI are susceptible to the Flood that way. So Mendicant Bias got infected by the logic plague and helped the Flood fight the Forerunners, because the Forerunners were basically denying the inevitable. Evolution would continue. You know, the Flood would bring peace because nobody would want to fight because they're a Flood, etc., etc. You know the tropes. So as the story went, once offensive bias was activated, offensive bias was like mendicant bias in the sense that Forerunner AI system, but he was given no emotional input at all. He was just pure data and logic. Because for whatever reason, that was like better against the Flood than like an emotional AI, which is parallels to Cortana and Joyeuse. Because Cortana was based more off of like a, you know, still very human, still very civilian kind of personality, whereas the weapon was built purely around the idea of she's been military. So offensive bias basically stonewalled the Flood and mendicant bias long enough for the Forerunners to fire the Halo rings. The ISO Diadact, there was two Diadacts. You had the Diadact, which was the one that you fight and deal with in Halo 4, and the ISO Diadact is the one that sets off the Halo rings. So he held off the Flood just long enough for them to be able to fire off the Halo rings. Halo rings fire, all life is wiped from the galaxy. The remaining Forerunners that do survive go outside of the galaxy and basically live out the rest of their days in exile because they failed to uphold the mantle of responsibility, which was talked about in Halo 4. Which the mantle of responsibility is kind of the dictation of like, you're in charge of all life in the galaxy, you have to take care of it. Which got a lot of bad rep because of Halo 5. We won't talk about Halo 5's story. But Halo 5's story is what led into Halo Infinite, and that's why Cortana was evil, was because of the events of Halo 5. She basically goes rampant after surviving the events of Halo 4, seemingly have died. People are speculating whether it's the main Cortana or one of the fragments, or it's her with a logic plague because of the grave mind. There's a lot of theories that went around about why she went evil. But it was just writing convenience because they didn't know how to, like, escalate properly, if that makes sense. So, anyways, so in this game, they reset the balance of, like, who they wanted the villains to be. They kind of went back to the roots of, like, all right, we're fighting Covenant enemies, let's focus on that. And they had set up the Banished during the Halo spin-off game Halo Wars 2, and everybody loved the Banished. So basically, they ended up using the Banished as the main antagonistic force in Halo Infinite. And they kind of had it set up to where it was like a way for them to also bring everything back to ground zero. Because the stakes post Halo 3, there wasn't any really, like, significant threat in the galaxy, because it's like, we dealt with the Flood, all that's left is the Covenant Remnant forces. And, like, the 343 Industries were originally going to set up the Forerunners to be the next big bad. Everybody hated that because people were still under the assumption that Forerunners were just humans from the before time. And when 343 Industries changed that, a lot of people disliked that. At first, I didn't, because I thought it was a good way to, like, kind of subvert things. But the problem is, if you subvert things just to subvert things, you end up writing yourself into a corner of explanation of like retconning how lore is meant to be. And so then you have to add in a lot more stuff to make it work when you could have just left it as is and still had it where you fight humans. But the problem is Microsoft never saw Halo as a game where you fight humans, you fight aliens, right? So a lot of the issues with Halo, the Reclaimer saga, was just that, you know? The story had set up the Forerunners to be humans from the before time, and then 343 Industries came in and changed them to being a different alien race entirely, and then creating ancient humans to kind of bridge the gap versus, you know, what Bungie had originally planned, which is not fine looking back on it, because like how much damage it did to the series. Like, two of the game's main stories after Halo 3 had the issue of Foreigners not being human, as like the crux of the plot was relying on that. Whereas if you would have went with Foreigners still being human, you could have still told the same story, but would have given it a much more better, like a much more enjoyable twist. Halo 4 story is only good because of the Master Chief Cortana what's the word? How they played off of each other. And it's also, like, is Stephen Downes, the voice actor of Master Chief's technically favorite Halo game. But that's from the actor perspective, because he finally felt like he got to do more than just be the Clint Eastwood quippy one-liner guy, right? He actually got to play a character. And so he enjoyed working with 343 Industries because of that. But like, if you ask other people that worked on the games, they're like, yeah, no, we see the issues here. But no, it's one of those things too, where like looking back on hindsight about like, you know, having played through the Bungie games again and going from this game, skipping like Halo 4 and Halo 5, so much of this game could have still worked if they would have kept the Foreigners human. Because like, it still gives the reason for the Harbinger to be against humans and Forerunner, because, you know, humans are Forerunner. It still gives her a reason to be against us, because realistically, in the grand scheme of things, it would have made more sense for her to want to push to be an ally to us versus an enemy. Regardless, so you have that. But no, this game had so much potential. Like, the name, for its namesake, as unironically and ironic as it is, it did have infinite potential. They finally nailed, after trying for like 10 or so years, it felt like, after Halo Reach and Halo 3, this game was the first game that truly felt like you were playing a successor to like Halo 3, Halo Reach. It took the gameplay elements that made Halo 3 and Halo Reach so much fun to play and actually made them enjoyable to go through again, and like, you know, learn that golden combat triangle. And like, it took lessons that it learned from Halo Reach and implemented them to bring them back in par with like Halo 3. You know, people didn't like armor abilities, so they toned them down to do equipment again in this game. Things like that. Like, this game, at its core, feels more of a successor to the Halo 3, Halo Reach era Bungie games than any other Halo game after Halo Reach. Halo 4 tried too much to be like Call of Duty. Halo 5 was a movement shooter, trying to make you feel like a weapon more so than your guns, which then limited the sandbox of the entire game to have to work around that versus working around just the guns. So it kind of threw everything for a loop in that regard. But it's still, this game still holds a place in my heart, because it's one of those ones where it's like, this is kind of like what my idea Halo game was going to be going into the future. Because at the time, I really liked Destiny. Destiny always had like something to do in it. There's always something you could like come back and do, whether it be like PvE stuff, you could play PvP, you like endgame raid stuff. That's what Halo Infinite was setting up to be like, and I was very excited to see that done. But the problem that it ran into during development was too many cooks in the kitchen. Like, everybody wanted to do a main course dish without ever coming to agreement to what the main course was. So imagine you're working at like you're making Thanksgiving dinner, right? Or you're making like Christmas dinner. Let's go with Christmas dinner. And typically, like, you have one person that's going to be doing the main course, you know, the meat or the main meal. You know, if you're vegetarian, pescatarian, or whatever, vegan. You have like your main dish, and then you have sides. The problem was everybody was bringing their main dish. So like you would have one person bringing in the ham, one person bringing in a chicken, one person brought in a turkey, the other person brought in like a roast beef, and then the people that brought like sides brought like potato chips and like crackers or something very, very simple, something that wasn't like a complimentary to anything there. And that was kind of the problem that Halo Infinite had during its development, was everybody was proposing all these different ideas, but the problem was they were all competing for the main slot of what that next Halo game was going to be. Like at one point, this game was meant to be Halo, like a hero shooter, so like an Overwatch, like a Rainbow Six Siege, like a Valorant. You know, they were trying to implement the hero shooter, which is why there were so many different cores in this game. You know, like you had your main Spartan core, then you had like your Spark 5, Rakshasa, all these other armors that were kind of like tied and locked into like what armor could go where and stuff like that. And that was hard coded into the game because originally they were going to do that. They were going to have it be a hero shooter where you can like choose your armor, which would like affect your health and whatever else have you. Your health, your speed, your movement, your energy shields, your armor abilities, stuff like that. And so after the reveal in, I want to say it was like 2019 before it released, like 2 years before it released, everybody was like, what on earth is this? You know, the Craig meme came from that time period. It was a hodgepodge of different designs. You had like a lot of Halo 4, 5 designs mixed in with Halo Infinite's new design language, which was very heavily Halo 3, end of Bungie era designs. So like you had a lot of Reach elements, you had a lot of Halo 3 elements, and then you also had them mash in with like Halo 5 and Halo 4 elements, which worked. A lot of people did like the art direction, but the problem is they were like, this game is so unpolished. So they gave it another 2 years to cook, and that's when Joseph Staten, guy who was one of the original workers of the original Halo game, he came back in to work on Halo Infinite, and that's when he just took the sickle everything and just was like, okay, this is what we need to do. All right, we got to make this work. We got to cut this. We got to do this. We got to do this. And in efforts to cut things down, they had to sacrifice a lot of the stuff that they had planned for it. So like the original idea for Halo Infinite, it's now considered like you can get copyright striked and nuked from orbit if you go look up it or like post anything about, I think it was called Project Olympia or Olympus, whatever they called the vid doc for it, going into like the original design ideas for Halo Infinite. They were sincerely cooking with the ideas that they had, but the problem is everybody wanted to do the main dish. Nobody wanted to do the side dishes for Christmas dinner. So when you had all these things pile up and work together, you ran into this issue where they had all these different ideas, but no one was ever working on implementing the ideas to work together. So you had like they were going to do raids where, you know, like some of the bases we raided during the campaign to like take out the base, you would basically go into one of those, you would then go clear out the banished, and then a hand of Atriox or like a banished chief would spawn in, you know, like a big banished unit, and then you'd take them out. And that was basically going to be the campaign, and then like the post-campaign was going to be your Spartan, like a fire team of Spartans doing it, to kind of like relive the Master Chief story, but then also to continue into the multiplayer story of dealing with Banished on post Halo Infinite Zeta Halo, because you're still trying to figure out what happened to Master Chief at this point. So you had that go on, so it was going to basically be a clone of Destiny in the sense of like, you would have strikes, you would have raids, you would have PvP, you would have a versus mode, you would have Warzone 2.0, which nobody really knows what that was going to be, because that was kind of all that was said about it, but everybody speculated it was going to be like the microtransaction game mode, like what Halo 5 had, as a way to kind of like supplement content for the game before they changed gears on that because of the whole loot loot box fiasco that was going on around the 2016, 2017 time. But yeah. And the freaking voice actors in this game too are crazy. No, like there's still remnants of that in the game. And when Joe Stason came in, they had like an original campaign idea. It was going to be like 4 or 5 campaign missions, and then DLC was going to be more. Because the idea was at the end of the base campaign, Master Chief would go missing, and then the rest of the UNSC survivors would basically try to put together what happened on Zeta Halo, because they would come there after a period of time when the UNS Infinity was found and all that. Because it's not confirmed if it's truly destroyed or if it's just crashed somewhere else on Zeta Halo. Because we're still, I think even in the book, they don't even talk about the Infinity or what happened to it. So we don't know what happened to like Lasky or some of the other Spartans that were on there. Oh, they did have Skywalker Studio work on this. Huh. It's also crazy too how many people they had like compose the tracks for this. No, it's one of the things where it's like, if they would have given them the proper funding, time, you name it, this game would have been the biggest Halo game since like Halo 3. Hands down, would have easily been the best. Because so much of it played so well like the original Halo games. Kind of crazy to go back and look on it in that way. But yeah, like, I will never forgive Microsoft for what they did to this game. But I also kind of do wish that they would have had more of a direct line of, hey, this is what we're going to do for this game. Let's do it. If they would have committed to just a direct idea, I think they could have done more. But the problem is so many different people wanted so many different things. They wanted a game to compete with, like, Destiny. Because this is also, remember, this game also came out around the peak of, like, Destiny 2, where that game was popping off and starting to actually fall off. So I want to say it was, like, around Lightfall? Just after Lightfall when this game came out? I could fact check, but I'm too lazy to pull it up right now. So, like, every company was wanting to chase that, like, the next Fortnite, the next Destiny kind of game. Not that Destiny was, like, ever as big as Fortnite, but Destiny had a very committed and loyal player base. So Microsoft obviously wanted that here. The problem, ultimately, though, with this game just stems from the fact that with a live service game, you have to have so many people on retainer to work on it. Like, a good example is, like, just look at freaking Bungie right now with Marathon and Destiny 2. They've left Destiny 2 in the dust. And not praising it, not saying it's a great idea or anything like that. But it's one of those things where it's like you just sit there and you're like, man, what if? Like, there's so many ideas that sounded great. This game would have been so much more. It's one of those things that it drives me up a wall when I go back and think about it, but it's actually kind of cool too. So one of the other things that was really cool about this game is they actually brought in people in the community to kind of like talk about stuff and like figure out, hey, what do we think about this? What do we think about that? And to have members of the community come in and work on it and like give their feedback was actually really, really cool too. You had like Luke and Xperia, Late Night Gaming, Green Skull. I'm trying to think of who else off the top of my head. I think Installation 00 or 00 also helped, but there was a lot of stuff about this game where it's like you sit there and you're like, man, if they would have had Joe Staten on from the beginning, I think they would have really had a better odds of this game doing well too, because he would have just been like, no, this is what we need to do. And who would question Joseph Staten? He's one of the OGs of the Halo franchise, the original voice of the Grunts and all that. No. I'm trying to think of what else to talk about here. The gameplay of Halo Infinite, at its core, I love a lot because it's very reminiscent of Halo 3, but it's like Halo 3 done modernly, correctly. Because it's like, there's a debate about Halo doesn't need sprint. And I agree, Halo doesn't need sprint to be a good game. I often go back to talk about it like the same way I would talk about like how Doom plays, or how like any of those like games of that nature play. And sprint as a mechanic in a Halo game adds more complexity to what is essentially a simple system. And so when you add complexity to a system that's designed to be at its core simple, you're kind of like doing too much. But yeah, we can talk about that more when we're doing some like post-open world stuff. But that was Halo Infinite, a game of infinite potential. Post-credit scene. Link me to it and I'll tell you. Okay, so they do not have the line here because we didn't play it on Legendary. But that scene has somebody called the Grand Edict talking about activating offensive bias. And there we go.
Are you kidding me? I was born ready.
Oh, my controller turned off. But yeah.
Isn't that what you should say?
Here we are. We're back at Zeta Halo post-campaign. So this was the other cool thing about this game, is once you were done here, it actually allowed you to like go back in to the post-game world to like finish off things you missed. So like we zoom out, a little too far, but we got like Alpha Fob, Bravo Fob, and we got all the other squads we can go save. There's still 7 cores out there we need to go get. Got some more HCVTs to take out. Yeah, well, there's a lot. There's a lot here. Again, this game had a lot to do, but it suffers the same problem as like a Ubisoft open world game, where it's like, unless you decide to like go and do everything before you get to the missions, you're gonna miss out on stuff. I don't know, like we don't even have all the weapons unlocked yet. Yeah, this is like the bounty board. So like some of the stuff I was talking about for like the campaign, like the like post-campaign stuff, like these would have all been like different strike bosses more than likely, different targets you'd take out. You'd have your audio logs here, things like that. Yeah, no, so that was Halo Infinite. The prisoner is Lucas's dialogues, his stuff, and then Outpost Intel is like all the fobs and things like that. Archives. We don't have all the foreigner archives. But yeah, we can start taking questions about Halo Infinite if you like. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff here. And there's a lot of things I wish this game had more of an opportunity to kind of like dive into. So the idea was, the reason why it has an ending, like the serious answer is they're originally going to plan on having this game go for 10 years, which crazy, I know, right? But they were originally going to have this game go on for 10 years, where it was going to be a live service game that they would just constantly update to, you know, kind of continue to tell the story of what happened with Halo, where it's going to go, and things like that. But the problem is, they bit off more than they can chew, because they did not factor in the game's engine. So, one of the things to, like, kind of explain about this game,
I was alone for months.
In
I couldn't believe what I ate to stay alive.
In the sense of, like, again, like, how much stuff you need for a live service game. This game's coding got scrapped and, like, tore apart relentlessly in order to meet the information they needed for, well, basically to just make the game work. So it had a lot of bad, terrible coding, so a lot of the programming debt was bogged down the live service aspect of the game's production in order to get done. So, like, what would take a normal live service studio that designed the game with the longevity in mind that Halo Infinite was aiming to do, you would have to have, trying to remember the numbers. I think that the phrase, it's called technical debt, and Halo Infinite had a lot of it.
Please, shut up.
Rude. I get that not everybody likes talking about Halo Infinite, but, like, kind of rude to say that. No, the problem with a lot of this game in general, and, like, the issues that this game come from, is just the technical debt to, like, scrap the game down
Good to have you
in
back,
order
Chief.
to ship it out after already delaying it. So the promise of, yes, we're going to go in, we're going to do XYZ, we're going to have expansions, we're going to do all this. Once they realized the level of decoding and recoding and reprogramming they would have to do to make it work, Microsoft's like, it's not worth the investment. The game already failed, but the game failed because of their ineptitude more so than the game being bad. Which, I mean, case in point. But, so yeah, that's why it's called Infinite, because their original plan was to make it a live service game. And they, didn't do that. We're gonna go to Fob Charlie. We're gonna take Alpha and Bravo real quick. But no, the problem with Halo Infinite just stems from the fact that it had a lot of technical debt. It wasn't given the resources to, you know, survive in order to do it because of Microsoft's incompetence and, like, understanding how much this game would actually do. But it's neither here nor there realistically in the grand scheme of things. You know, at the end of the day, it is their right to decide what they want to do with their game. It's just, in my opinion, that's purely why Halo Infinite failed, was that it just wasn't given enough effort, not enough resources to survive back then when it needed the resources to survive. Hope that answered your question. I mean, I could go into it even more, but it's going to sound like a lot of, like, looping talking points. Because, again, this is also, like, an in-house engine. They built the engine for this game out of the bones of the original, like, Blam engine. So, the original Blam engine, like, is what Halo runs on. You know, like, Halo Combat Evolved and, like, all the games in the Master Chief Collection and things like that. They all run off of this engine. But this engine in particular was remade from the ground up for this game. And Microsoft was going to kind of use it like how you have, like, Unreal Engine. Their plans were to make this engine that they could sell off to other places to use for like Microsoft games. Like EA was doing it with like the Ice engine, I think is what it's called, for like Battlefield and things like that. And you had you know, oh, is that excavation? It is. Oh. Yeah. Like a lot of the so the idea that Microsoft had was that they were going to make a gaming studio, build a gaming engine that they could license out to other companies to use, and Halo Infinite was like meant to be the game to showcase what this game engine could do. And nobody liked it because of how much technical debt was in the game to get it out the door. I think they used it maybe in like another Forza game, and that was it. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, again, Microsoft just tried to do too much with too little and expected miracles. And this is also before the age of AI being as pushed as much as it was. So.
Incinerated Earth, but you know, plans change.
That fob belongs to the Banished. It should belong to us.
Oh, this is the brute sniper one.
That's all of them. Fob Bravo is ready for liberation.
Oh, thank God. That is huge news. Are you kidding me? Death to more AI slop generation? Exciting. Great news.
For you, they have a chance at survival.
Excellent news.
They gotta get through us.
New fob, huh? Let me know if you need support.
I know I talked about it before, but I am very thankful that they did go back to, like, multi-ethnicity Halo cast. Because that was something like the original games did. And it's like, I do wish that they did it more. You know, hindsight 2020 and all, but yeah. So, anyways, continue with Halo War. I can't find questions, but I love hearing about it. Yeah, there's a lot to kind of talk about, go over, but some of the stuff too is kind of like it's a symptom of just the writing not being the best. Oh, Horn of Apple, we'll do this one. We're gonna clear out this base, then we'll go for Alpha. Yeah, no. So like, what were we even talking about before? Yeah, like Halo Infinite's programming and like story. For like what they were going to do with the game, it's just another example of Microsoft taking off more than they can chew, and not properly going through and making sure that they can even do the thing that they're trying to do. I mean, there's a plethora of examples in current age, but also like looking back and going through it in like the
UNSC distress pulse detected.
Jester Squad.
In trouble. Let's go be heroes.
Where's that at? Hold on. It's up here. Let's go save Jester Squad real quick. probably shouldn't have bum rushed, but like, Lamau. Don't leave. I'm shocked. That sucks. Let's try this again. They blew up my coil. There's another death. Holy dude, I'm struggling. I'm so tired today. I'm not even gonna lie.
Picking up reinforcements coming our way.
Incoming! Another boat coming our way.
I really want that gun destroyed so I can actually do something about this mess. Gotta retreat. It is kind of crazy how good ghosts are in this game. We save him?
Got it. All banished forces eliminated.
Yay!
Thanks to you.
Mission complete. About diverse cast, I like it too, especially in sci-fi. It makes more sense. Yeah! Like, people often, like, dunk, quote-unquote, on, like, diversity in sci-fi, but it's also, like, that's kind of the idea of sci-fi, is, like, it's, you know, we're in the future, so a lot of the issues we should have in the ND is...
The Horn of Abolition. It's blasting out tons of signals, including decrypted UNSC transmissions and triangulation data. They track Marines here.
What vehicle is this?
Triggered a lockdown.
Nyam.
Facility go without a fight. All the more reason to take that.
Oh, that camera.
Let's get the lockdown lifted.
Oh, the game did not like me doing that. Hold on. Oh, sniper. Really hate how sometimes the battle rifle doesn't hit on the first shot.
Must I convince you to fight?
Yeah, I like when authors leave out skin colors. Yeah, I do, and especially nowadays, I kind of find it like one of those things where it's like, I can see why people get annoyed about it not being stated explicitly, because there is a push of like certain like culture erasure, regardless, which is also kind of annoying that we have to like word it that way. It's like, what white person has culture? But it's more than that. Like, an example is, and this is kind of vindictive of the time, and this is going to sound weird, but I need to say this with a certain level of tact, and I hope you can understand what I'm meaning by this. But a lot of culture coding for characters back in the day especially those of like that were meant to be like of a different skin color, were often portrayed as like ginger in hair. So like you're like Scottish Irish, because believe it or not, a lot of those culture groups, especially like Irish people or Scottish people, were still also treated as like lesser citizens because of their hair color. Not to the extent of like a black person, because you could still kind of blend in easier if you were like of a different race. I just killed myself. But yeah, like Ariel from Little Mermaid, her being a redhead, that was kind of probably meant to be like a stand-in for her being more tan, more Islander in color. And I know Islander is probably not the right word to use, but I don't know what specific, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like I'm trying to be insensitive in saying Islander, but it's like, is she meant to be like Maui, Pacific Asian, you know what I mean? Like, the story does take place in like the Boston area, so it's like, is it meant to more so to be like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to explain this with a certain level of tact and grace that I know not a lot of people gave that decision to make in the live-action remake of Little Mermaid, Ariel, a black girl.
Killed by human.
There's got to be a kinetic ammo box in here, right? Here's one. Because again, a lot of culture is about rage engagement and all that. So it's like, how do you know? Yeah. That is a good point too. I mean, I meant specifically in like this Disney film, they gave her redhead. So it's like, it does make sense that like they're gonna want to like change it to being black, because Disney probably originally wanted her to be black. Yeah. Get out of the turret.
Who dares attack me? Oh no!
Yeah. Like, and that's the other thing too, is like, again, it's all about like what the original author's intent was. So it's like, if the original author wanted her to be white, you know, is it okay to change it because she's, you know, not white? Things like that. Like, there's a level to it. Like, an example would be like Aragorn in Lord of the Rings. In the Magic set, they made him African American. They made him black. But it's also like, it adds to his character versus taking away from his character by doing so. Disney was trying to do multiple cultures, but old Disney messed it up at time. But yes, Encanto is a... Like, they're not perfect by any stretch of the means. But no, it's, you can tell that they've done a lot more to care for it than in the past.
Great. The array's channels are exposed. Now we just have to... Not good. Banish reinforcements inbound.
Uh-oh. Oh, I hate when they do that. Put two freaking berserkers on top of you like that, and you got nothing to deal with them. Sucks. I should have just... Alright, we got this part. They're gonna drop their troops. They're gonna be a bit more prepared this time.
Now we just have to... Not good. Banish reinforcements inbound, Chief.
like, yeah, the skin color, it doesn't matter to the character story. Yeah, I mean, it's again, in my opinion, it's like a matter of if it enhances or, you know, subtracts. Oh no, 100%. I'm not sitting there like defending the choice to like make Aragorn black, but it's like if you're gonna make a character in Lord of the Rings black, Aragorn does kind of make sense in the sense of like enhancing the character versus like not enhancing the character. But it's also one of those things where it's like it's pretty clear that he was meant to be that way because that's what Tolkien wanted. But yeah, I'm not frustrated about the change of making him black in comparison to like what some other people are, you know. Exactly, like Aragorn, like with Gandalf, it doesn't matter. But a character like... What am I missing at? Is it the one on the end here? So you want me to be? Yeah, like no, Gandalf not having a stated race, he kind of works. Not gonna lie. There it is. Yeah.
Comms array destroyed. You made life for the surviving UNSC personnel on this ring a little safer.
Part of evolution.
There's still scanning towers in operation around the ring, but they'll be less effective without the nerve center. Good work.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like, that's up to interpretation. So it's not a bad thing that he isn't described and given, like, a race. And again, my stance still remains. It's like, if it enhances the character, it's a good change. If it doesn't enhance the character, it doesn't bring anything to the table as a way to, like, kind of make him feel more important to the story or, like, add to, you know, what the character is, and yeah, there's no need for it. Like, Aragorn is the example I bring up a lot because that's the most recent, like, outrage of a character was Aragorn being made black. So. But no, and that's the thing. It's like a lot of it kind of just boils down to, like, what you're cool with. Like, if I was to, like, that's the thing about, like, in my writing, it's there. If a character needs to be a specific race or something like that for the sake of the story, it's pretty clearly stated what that character's race is. You know, it's pretty abundantly clear without any questions asked. Like, yeah, no, he's meant to be African American, or he's meant to be Irish, or he's meant to be Pacific North, Pacific East Asian. You know, things like that. Like, it's clear, you know? It's clear from the get that, yeah, that is exactly what I wanted this character to be. So, respect my wishes about my character being this way. I know. But it's also one of those things, too, where it's like, in the grand scheme of things, it's like, if you are to make a character in Lord of the Rings African-American, you can't go wrong with somebody like Aragorn. I mean, Gandalf, you could also have be that way, because it's also one of those things where it's like it doesn't necessarily matter for Gandalf's character. But again, you don't really need to do that, because as a character, Gandalf doesn't... It's not important to his character to be any specific thing, you know? He's Gandalf. So. I don't remember if this is inside. I think it is. Now time for one of the most overpowered vehicles in all Halo right here. This thing on mouse and keyboard, when you're really good with it, is fantastic. In my rating, I don't say skin color most of the time, because when I do, it's unnatural being like goblins. I think it's fair to say goblin is green, because that just adds to the whimsy of it, but oath can be dark skin or light skin. Doesn't really add anything. Yeah, again, a lot of it kind of just boils down to like what your artistic interpretation is for your character. If it doesn't matter, then you don't need to say it. You can leave it up to interpretation. But if it's specific for a certain reason, then yeah. I always find it funny when people like flip out about that stuff because it's like, realistically, that's not the point of the story. We're getting butthurt over a fictional character's appearance that inherently, unless stated otherwise by the author, does it necessarily matter what the color is of the said character? I gotta remember how to get to the Spartan core. It's in this room. You gotta activate? No? Oh, it's in here, okay. I'll pull off the map. Like, there's only maybe 2 characters I've ever, like, explicitly stated what their race was in lore, and that was because it was, like, it was very specific for the story. Because it was, like, uncommon for somebody of that race to be in that position for the time period. And they're just coming out of the woodwork on this one. Yeah, however, not because of authorizations or anything, but sometimes there were... Yeah, it is... There's an art to it. And that art is sometimes lost because of... You relate it to food. Or you relate it to a... You know, something that's to your understanding, you know? Like, if you're to be like, oh, they were African-American, you could be like, well, they had a very rich color to their skin, or like melanonin, or whatever you want to say, you know? There's a litany of things you can say to describe it outside of just being like color. But you can also just leave it as their... But the other thing is, too, is like, as somebody who's, you know, white, it is one of those kind of like, is it bait or is it a trap to like explain a person's race outside of just saying their race, or is it one of those things where it's like, it is totally cool to just say what the character's race is, right? Like, if I call them Mexican, is that okay to call them Mexican, or do I need to be... You know what I mean? So, like, I get that trap, so to speak. That's not the right word for it, but that's a good way to, like, explain it to somebody who doesn't understand what you're trying to say. Like, again, a lot of it is artistic interpretation of the situation and what you want the intent to be. So it's like, if you want to... Yeah. That's a good way to put it. It's all about context, right? It's all about context. That's it. That's the thing in a nutshell. It's like, what is the context behind why you're saying it this way? You know, why are we saying it this way versus saying it any other way? You know, that's the kind of stuff you need to look out for in your writing and things like that. And that's something that a lot of people have to like come to terms with, is that like something you may not feel or say as, you know, racist could still be interpreted that way because you just don't understand it. Like, I got an example when I was a kid. As a kid, we didn't really see other races in our small town. Very, very... Yeah. No, that's a great example. It's like, what does that mean? But, like, growing up in a small town, I didn't really understand a lot of, like, the culture around African Americans because we just weren't exposed to it. Like, we didn't understand the meaning, You know, like why it's certain heritage things and things like that, or whatever you want to say.
There's a squad of Marines nearby that need help, Chief. Marking it.
So, like, when we were playing a game against a couple of African-American kids at a church summer camp, I had said the line, "Oh, we're gonna whip you like whipped cream," not realizing that, oh, hey, probably shouldn't say that to a bunch of black kids.
Chief, enemy reinforcements.
No, because I was just undereducated in this situation. Oh, this thing's gonna blow. Yeah. One of my bigger oofs in history was that. Yeah, the historical figures one always kind of gets me in a tizzy, because it's like, well, it's a historical character. Why are we changing how they look? Oh, there goes my wasp. Also, Sunset on Halo Infinite's pretty good. Yeah.
Support the chief.
We're with clear.
You know, that's one of those things where it's like, it's all about the context. You know? Like, I didn't know that that was a terrible thing to say to somebody that was African American, never experienced it. But then it's like, oh, no, that is bad. Because I'm literally being just absolutely racist, you know? Yeah, again, it's one of the things you live and learn. And it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm very embarrassed about it, but it's one of the things I keep in mind to remind myself to be mindful with my words, because there are times where you will say something and not realize that it has a negative context, because you were never exposed to the negative context of what that is. Like, sure, yeah, our education books talked about slavery, but it didn't talk about, like, they whipped people. You know, I was also incredibly young. Yeah. No, that's 100% true. And in the other regards, too, it's like you don't want to have... Again, it's all about your intent and what the story calls for, among other things, and the list goes on, right? So glad there's no fall damage! Went too far. Again, it's just a matter of... Oh, Banshee. What's she doing? Is there anything else over here, or can I just dip? Come back around, Banshee, and I'll show you what's up. I'm only doing this because I had a wasp earlier. Whatever, I don't care. I'm over it. Really? There we go.
How dare you!
Anyways. That's done and over with. Let's go grab... We'll get this guy killed. I think those are meant to be sentinel. No, they're ghosts.
Closing in on TheSavageED, high-ranking Danish target. He's got a lot of blood on his hands. Time for some payback.
Ouch. Just like, dude is tearing me up. How many ghosts this dude gets? Really annoyed at how much it's just not letting me just focus on a target and hit them. Absconds with my vehicle. I love how proper they've made elites in this game. Really hate how good the active camo is sometimes in this game. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. All the same.
Submarine's death won't bring back all the civilians he killed, but he'll never take another human life again.
That is a good point. Hey, teal is a great color. I personally think it's one of the better colors, especially if you're like doing like a non-human race character. I think it's pretty great. Yeah, we're gonna do some post-campaign stuff here, try to get some more of this stuff done. So there's not much more left to the story unless I like go try to hunt down all the Forerunner rings. But we'll probably save that for another day, realistically speaking here. But no, it's... Pray! Meteor. Never mind. Alright, let's see here. Got all those down there. We got this armor core here. See, is there a fob nearby I can like restock at? There is. Let's go here. Mark this objective. Let's go re-up. Teal is a fun color. Like I had a tiefling that was like navy blue. That was a bard.
Hey.
Yeah. I don't even think about stuff like whitewashing. I know some people say it goes with the way it's blackwashing too, but whitewashing is just a thing. Yes, that is the difference right there. Is like whitewashing is actively taking away from a minority, where blackwashing isn't necessarily doing that at all. It just stems from, and this is coming as somebody who is white. But it's like, I would much rather see more representation in the sense of like, and this is, again, it's going to come off like grifting because, you know, getting paid to talk, but one of the things that makes stories intriguing is how it's written versus like what the character is. And again, if it just enhances what the character is, I'm cool with it. But there's a lot of people who don't use it to enhance a character and just use that to be like an excuse. Yeah. Again, all about execution, all about that. You know, it's not a matter of... It's just one of those things, man, where it's like, you know, we can talk about it. But yeah, it's 100%, yeah. Because the other thing is, too, is that a lot of people that do want to do that whitewashing want to control a narrative. And sometimes that narrative is just a bad narrative that they're wanting to do, you know? History is important for the reason that it is history, you know? You want to keep that stuff value.
Signal intercepted. The squad's nearby.
Answer squad. Yeah. Again, it's all just matter of execution than anything else, you know?
Thank you. But we were screwed for sure. You saved a lot of lives today. These Marines are in your debt.
Go to that one too real quick while we're right here. Yeah, I know it's a touchy subject for some, but it's one of those things where it's like, hey, you just gotta, like...
More of them, Chief.
The minute I get out of here, I gotta take your decals.
God, I hate how much Phantoms tear up the Wasp, though, still. It's very annoying. Look at my little baby. It's all smoldering and stuff. Oh, do not EMP me over the cliff face. That. Hey, we got the breacher unlocked. 1,000 meters away. I should be able to make it, no problem. Yeah. Again, all about, like, and that's the thing, too, is, like, people are going to get upset no matter what way you swing things, because it's like you want to leave things up to original interpretation or whatever have you. I'm not one who believed in Norse mythology, but it's sort of my culture. Even then, I didn't care that Heimdall was made. Yeah. Well, that's one of the things, too, where it's like... Does his race matter in the slightest? Outside of the fact that, like, historically speaking, he would be a certain race? Yeah, but, again, it doesn't affect the story if his race is changed. Because, like, every one of the MCU Norse stuff is more British English than it is, like, proper Dane and Swede, yeah. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? It's pretty clear where it's like there's some stuff that like matters and then there's some stuff where it doesn't matter. Let's see here. There's only 2 things left to do here. That's Bip Bap and then Fob Alpha. Let's go for Fob Alpha. Finally. I said I was going to do like Fob Alpha like an hour ago, it feels like. 100 meters. It's going to be a slight slog. But no, and that's, again, there's a lot about artists, you know, and yeah, because he's, Baldur's the god of light, isn't he? My Norse mythology is a bit understudied. Let's put it that way. Which is kind of funny, too, considering Nick growing up, I had a neighbor that worshipped the Norse gods. We didn't know.
Just ahead.
Is the gun light button? Oh, imagine being lighter than light. For real. It's kind of funny, though. There he is.
Fob Alpha's clear of hostiles. Time to claim it for the UNSC.
Specializing tac map.
Nice work, Chief. We're just
there's an armory.
away from Outpost Tremonius. Just about where we met. Do you remember what it was like before you found me? I was on my own for so long. Just waiting.
Buddha.
Feels like a lifetime.
Paladin.
We lost. We'll take 10 of them.
That's where.
Nah.
And with that, all registered fobs in range are back under UNSC control.
Hey, we did all the fobs.
I just can't imagine how
There's also a drink. Yeah.
the UNSC on this run since the Infinity War. They have a chance now, Chief. Thanks to you.
A lot of death on this ring. 6 months of it.
I think with this last base being cleared, we're gonna go ahead and end the stream there. With us finally, after talking about the whole dang Infinite campaign, we now have access to the Battle Rifle Breacher. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today. We'll probably come back at some point again to talk and play more Halo Infinite, but it'll probably be more so on the PvP firefight side. But no, I want to thank you guys so very much for tuning in. As always, we're going to go ahead and get the game closed out here as I say our goodbyes. No, I'm thankful you guys like coming in here and watching me play this game. This will go up on the YouTube channel at some point. But yeah, I'm still going to have to take time to get that part done in Dishonored because it just, for whatever reason, it keeps crashing on that mission. So I'm going to try to figure out what that is all about. But yeah, we're going to call it there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm terrible at saying goodbyes, but I do them every dang day, and I still don't know how to do them. But yeah, hope you all have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow when we stream. Not sure what we're going to stream. Might be Monster Hunter. It's been a bit since we played that game. But yeah, just pay attention to social media, as you know. Hope you guys have a great night. Take care, everybody. Bye!